Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Thomas Wood, and we're going to go ahead and begin our welcome webinar for Colonial Inauguration for this summer. And I'm joined by a couple of my colleagues who I'll let introduce themselves.
Hi, I am Heather Bremenstuhl. I'm a Senior Academic Advisor here in the GWSB Advising Center.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey Roman and I'm a Program Associate for Student Leadership and Engagement, and I work on the programs team within the Office of Undergraduate Programs and Advising.
Good afternoon everyone, my name is Christopher Oliver, Senior Academic Advisor here in the GWSB Advising Center.
So we're so glad to have each and every one of you here today. We are going to be going over some of the different staff members in our office, your responsibilities as a student, programs here at the School of Business, as well as our curriculum, and then we'll give you an opportunity to ask us questions. So when we reach that time period, if you will chat in your question in the chat box, again, we'll let you know when that is. Just for your reference, this video is going to be recorded, so if you need to access it later, it will be available in GW 101.
So to start out, we'll tell you a little bit about our Advising Center. So our Advising Center is located in Duquesne Hall, Suite 456, and that's on 2201 G Street. You can contact us using the contact information here, either via email at our general advising email address or via phone. And to let you know a little bit about our availability, we have two main forms that students can use to speak with an advisor. First are our what we call drop-in hours. And for drop-in hours, you don't need any appointment. You can just stop by our office. Drop-in hours are generally for quick questions that can be answered in 15 minutes or less. So that's the first option for you to meet with an advisor. The second way that you can meet with an advisor is a scheduled 30-minute appointment. You can schedule those appointments online via our Advising Center website, and you're free to meet with any advisor in our office.
The Office of Undergraduate Programs in the Advising Center is run by our senior leadership, which is Associate Dean for Undergraduate Programs, Leah Morrison, as well as Dr. Mirasol Espinola, who serves as our Executive Director for the Undergraduate Programs and Advising. You'll get to know both of these individuals whether you attend CI or during your time here in the School of Business. And we wanted to give you a brief introduction to our Advising Center team. So as you can see, we have a number of different staff members that are going to be available to assist you during your time here at GW. We have two advising assistants who are located at the front desk of the Advising Center, which are Ms. Marissa Allegra and Ms. Michelle Guthrie. These will be the two first faces that you see when you stop by the Advising Center, and they can help you with any kind of quick questions that you may have regarding your academics here in the School of Business. However, if you need a more in-depth conversation with an academic advisor, we do have 7 other advisors that you can meet with during your time here at the School of Business. As Heather mentioned earlier, you are allowed to meet with any advisor here in the School of Business as we operate under an open team advising model. So if you want to continue to meet with the same advisor, that is definitely fine and you're welcome to do that. However, if you're looking for the earliest available appointment or you're hoping to stop by drop-in hours, you can definitely meet with the first available advisor in that regard.
Okay, to go over a little bit about the role of academic advisors here in the School of Business. We are here first and foremost to build personal relationships with you, to really get to know you so that we can help you as you progress in your academic career and choosing your professional career. We're also here to provide a safe and supportive space for you to express all of your concerns and to ask questions. Another one of our roles is explaining policies, requirements, and resources. So while there's a lot of information available to you as a student on our website and through GW websites, sometimes the policies, the requirements can be a little confusing. We're always here to explain things when you're a little unclear. We also partner with students frequently to build a 4-year plan. This gives gives you a strategy for registering for classes, choosing your major and your minor throughout your time here at GWSB. Related to that, we can provide guidance on things like course selection, navigating campus connections, and resolving academic challenges that you might face during your time here. And lastly, we're really here to empower you as a student to take action.
So what are your responsibilities as a student? As a GW student, you're going to need to take the initiative and responsibility of your academic and co-curricular career here at the university. You want to have meaningful conversations with your advisors as well as your professors. It'll be important to keep your appointments and come prepared. So if you've scheduled an appointment with an advisor, please be sure to cancel it if you are no longer going to be able to attend that appointment. You will want to check your GW email regularly, and I would encourage you to start doing this now, as we are going to be communicating with you all through your GW email, as that's the one that is connected to our GW 101 module that we've been emailing you all. You'll want to understand the GW policies, resources, and degree requirements, but as Heather mentioned, you are able to consult with an academic advisor should you have any question regarding any of those things, such as our policies and resources. And again, you will want to develop a 4-year plan for your academics, co-curriculars, and professional development, and you'll have the opportunity to do this in our first year development program course that all of you will be taking in the fall and spring of your first year at the university. So now I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Ms. Kelsey Roman, who's going to give you a little introduction to our GWSB programs.
Hi everyone, this is Kelsey again. So I am a part of a 3-person team, although we work with the advising center as a whole, so it's not separate from advising. We work together on everything. And so Ms. Rachel Forker is the Assistant Director of Co-Curricular Programs. Ms. Danya Castro is a Program Associate for Student Leadership and Engagement. And now I'll tell you more about some signature programs that we put on through our office in collaboration with other partners, as well as our student organizations, and how to get involved. So some of our signature programs, we offer all of these programs and student organizations to really supplement your academic experience. So just a few, and a couple of these are a part of the first year development program that you will attend for a full year at GWSB. The first is a Blackburn lecture, which is focused on integrity and civility. It has been in the form of a panel in the past, and so it might be a panel with employers and professionals from various areas to talk about civility. Lemonade Day DC is one of our large community engagement programs. It's focused on social entrepreneurship, and we partner with local DC schools and really interact with the DC community. Networking treks. So these are career networking treks, both in New York City as well as DC. We have a model where we work individually with student organizations to plan networking treks and visits to employers based on the needs and the interests of their members. And so there are several opportunities to get involved and visit employers during your time here at GWSB. We also offer case competitions. At this point, we offer 4 different case competitions: the International Business Case Competition, the National Diversity Case Competition, the McDonough School of Business at Georgetown Business Strategy Competition, and a Business Analytics Case Competition. We also have an opportunity for undergraduate students to work with faculty to conduct and present research, so that is another opportunity to get involved at GWSB. I highly encourage you to really get involved with at least one student organization when you begin your career here at GWSB. Right now we have 19 GWSB affiliate student organizations, and the Undergraduate Business Association is the umbrella organization. It acts mostly as a student association overseeing all of the other 19 affiliate student orgs. These student orgs really range based on industry, so We have Women in Finance Alliance. We have Finance and Investment Club. We have a few consulting organizations. And then we have a few organizations that work with just different student populations. So we have the Multicultural Business Student Association, which is a large organization as well for you to get involved with. Some signature programs from our student organizations are Back to Business, which is a student organization fair during the first week of the fall semester, and then Beyond the Concentration, which is also a big part of the first year development program, is an opportunity to attend panels, industry panels, and to network with employers and alumni in different industries. There's also, to find out more about these co-curricular programs, there's a website which is up on the screen now, and then on the left-hand side you can click on various tabs to learn more about the different programs. And lastly, just to share a little bit about one of our major and consistent partners in all of our programs, the S. David Fowler Career Center. We really partner and collaborate with them for most of our programs, new initiatives, and our FYDP and our FYDP First Year Development Program curriculum. And so we really work with the Fowler Student Program Coordinators. They are student coordinators and they serve as mentors as well. And they help students go through your resumes and review those, prep your cover letters, and really get you prepared for on-campus recruiting and networking.
Lastly, we have, as a part of our undergraduate programs that you can participate in, a lot of different study abroad opportunities. And two of these are really specific programs for GWSB students. The first one listed here is the Global Bachelor's Program. If you're interested in this, you can apply the spring semester of your freshman year. And it's a program that really is geared towards students who want not just one, but multiple experiences abroad. So if you participate in the Global Bachelor's Program, you will do one semester abroad in Shanghai with a cohort of GWSB students. You'll also typically do a second semester abroad and then either a third semester abroad or an internship experience abroad. So the Global Bachelor's Program is open to you if you really want to travel the world and become a global citizen. The second program unique to GWSB is the GW Paris program. In this program, you will travel abroad to Paris with a cohort of GWSB students and faculty. Another unique thing about this program is that you'll get to complete a set of courses that count towards specific requirements for your GWSB degree. Now, while these are just two study abroad programs associated with GWSB, if these don't fit the bill for you, don't worry. There's many, many more study abroad opportunities, over 300 places that you can go if you're interested in studying abroad.
Now we're going to transition into the GW School of Business curriculum and provide you with an overview of the different degrees that we offer our students in the School of Business. In the School of Business, we have 3 different degrees. We have the Bachelor's of Business Administration, commonly referred to as the BBA. With the Bachelor's of Administration, we have a number of different concentrations that you can choose from, and the student must choose at least one concentration, but may have 2 concentrations. So our concentrations are accountancy, business analytics, business economic and public policy, finance, information system technology management, innovation and entrepreneurship, international business, marketing, real estate, sport, event, hospitality management. And if there is something else in business that you're interested in studying that wasn't on that list, you are welcome to pursue an individualized field of study, but this is by application only, and you will have to be working with a GW School of Business faculty member as a sponsor in order to pursue the individualized field of study. Students that are studying the Bachelor's of Business Administration must have a minor outside of the School of Business. So students have the opportunity to minor in the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences, Elliott School of International Affairs, or the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, should they choose to do so. Our second degree is the Bachelor's of Accountancy, which does not require students to have a minor outside of the School of Business. This is going to be a more specialized, focused program for students interested in accounting. Typically, students are interested in studying the Bachelor's of Accountancy if they have the intention to sit for the CPA exam. While this may be a good foundation for students preparing for the CPA exam, they will need to consult with the state that they plan to take this test in order to find out the true requirements for the exam so that they are best prepared for that. Our third degree is the Bachelor's of Science in Finance program. This degree is by application only, and the application will open up during the spring semester of your freshman year. With the Bachelor's of Science in Finance, you're getting a specialized education in finance, as well as a second major outside of the School of Business. So this program does require a second major outside of the School of Business, and we have students in this program studying a number of different second majors such as economics, international affairs, history, political science, psychology, and the list goes on. So now we want to turn it over to you all to see what kind of questions that you may have. If you have some questions for us, please type them directly into the chat box. We will read them aloud and address them as we can. So our first question says, should I come to CI with my classes already chosen? That's a great question. In GW 101, we have a number of different tools that are available for you. First and foremost is your registration plan. This registration plan, it would be in your best interest to go ahead and start reviewing this, as well as your degree map planner, and starting to put together a schedule prior to attending CI. When you're here at CI, you'll have the opportunity to continue to work on this schedule, but if you come with a plan in mind, it'll definitely be an easier process for you. So as you go through this registration plan, it really lays out the types of classes that you should be selecting for your first semester. So please be sure that you're reading this in detail. And as you go to the bottom, we have an example of what this registration plan looks like, as well as a blank fillable PDF that you can enter in the courses that you're planning to take this summer.
One of the biggest things that we want to emphasize as you're preparing for CI is that you come with multiple options for courses. So rather than selecting one ideal schedule, you'll want to come with several different options for all of the different categories of classes here. So a couple different options of sections that you can register for FYDP, a few sections for UW 1020 or BADM 1004, depending on which of these courses was recommended to you in your planner. You'll want to select at least 2 quantitative course options. Most students register for an economics class and potentially a statistics class or a math class, and then a few additional course options. And for your additional course options, you might choose a humanities requirement, a science requirement, or a course like BADM 2301. The goal is simply to come with lots of different options so that when you are actually registering for your classes, you can be sure to add classes to your schedule that will satisfy degree requirements.
So we've had a couple questions about the ALEX placement exam, which are, should you take the ALEX placement exam before you register for classes at CI, and can you take the ALEX placement exam multiple times? We would recommend that you take the ALEX placement exam prior to attending CI. However, the absolute last date that you can earn your score for your ALEX placement exam, which is for your math courses that you'll be taking, as well as your econ courses, is August 20th, 2018. If you've not completed ALEX with the necessary score by August 20th, 2018, The registrar will drop you from your math or economics courses in which you did not meet the score. You are welcome to take ALEKS multiple times to achieve the score necessary for your specific math and economics courses. However, please note that if you take this test today, for example, and did not earn the score that you were hoping to achieve, there will be a remediation period where the system will not let you on to take the exam for an additional 2 days.
This waiting period is actually designed so that you can complete several of the modules that are a part of the ALEKS placement exam. These modules are designed to help you practice and test your knowledge that you need to build up in order to earn that necessary score for the ALEKS placement exam. So if you don't earn the needed score the first time around, don't panic. There are plenty of resources embedded in the ALEKS placement exam that can help you prepare to take the class or to take the assessment a second time. And you do have a while, even after you register for courses, to work on meeting the needed score for the ALEKS placement.
And to find this, the best way to do this is it's linked in your GW 101 module. However, you can also type into Google GWU Math Placement Exam, which will take you to the Department of Mathematics webpage with the information on the scores that are necessary for your econ as well as your mathematics courses, as well as that deadline of August 20th, 2018. So be sure to follow the instructions on this page as it will help you in taking and completing the exam. We had another question that says, for those of us with AP scores that haven't been released yet, how do we go about signing up for classes?
That's a great question. So if you're planning on bringing in AP scores, or think you might be bringing in AP scores, the first thing to do is check our credit conversion chart for AP, IB, and A-level credits, and that's what you see here. So the way that you can use this is to look up your exam, and it will tell you the score that you need to earn. And if you earn that score in the exam, how many credits you can bring into GW, the specific GW course equivalent, and then the GWSB requirement that that course will fulfill. So this will give you an idea of how your AP or IB credits could potentially transfer into GW. If you're pretty certain that you're going to earn the necessary score on the AP exam, you can go ahead and register for a different course for your fall semester. If you're unsure and the AP course that you took is one of the recommended courses for the first year, then you can go ahead and register for that recommended course. If you later find out that you did earn the necessary score to bring in that AP or IB credit, you can then go in and drop that course from your fall schedule and register for an alternative.
So for example, if you think you might have passed econ or microeconomics this past spring, but you're not too sure yet, you could go ahead and register for econ 1011 this summer during CI or during your remote registration at home. And then when you receive your scores in July, if you earned a 4 or 5, you would have time to drop this course prior to the start of the semester and register for the second level of economics or for a different course requirement. One student asked, should I bring my official transcript to CI? You will not need to bring your official transcript to CI, and that should be sent directly to the GW admissions office. Another question is, when using the course search feature on GWeb, it appears that a few of the first year classes are full or nearly full. Is this accurate? And if so, how difficult is it to register for a preferred course and section? Good question. So a lot of our first year courses may appear as closed now or even the day before your registration date, either at CI or when you're registering for home. And this is intentional because the university has set aside seats in these classes that are typically for first year students, so that there's an even distribution between CI1 and CI6. So if you're registering at CI1 or if you're registering at CI6, there's not necessarily an advantage or disadvantage to when you're registering. So while there will be seats that open up with each CI and each registration date for those first year courses, we do want you to continue to have backup options. So while you may have a preference course and section, again, always coming with backup options so that you're best prepared for that registration day to have your full schedule for the fall. Also, if you take a look, we'll open up a new screen for you all. This is the schedule of classes. So I noticed that you mentioned you were looking at the courses on GWeb, which is definitely one way you can do it. However, we would recommend that you look at your schedule of classes on this web portal because it provides you with a lot more detail than the GWeb page will. So if you type into Google GWU schedule of classes, it'll bring you to the Office of the Registrar's page. We'll click on Main Campus, for example, and then click on Business Administration, and we can see all the information about the course, who's teaching it, where it's located, and what time of day. If the course was linked, such as your economics course, we can see that Econ 1011 has a lecture section on Monday, Wednesday, 11:10 to 12:25, and is linked with a corresponding discussion section. Therefore, when you go to register for this class, on your registration date, you will need to input both the CRM for the lecture and for the discussion section. Please note that you cannot choose the discussion section that does not belong to the corresponding lecture. So if you're registering for Econ 1011, Section 10, you'll have to register for one of these discussion sections. One student asked, is there a number where I can call to go in depth with my questions? So if you have some more detailed questions that you want addressed and you're attending CI in person, it's going to be best for you to have those questions addressed in person at CI, as you will have a number of different academic advisors ready to assist you with those questions. So please be sure, if you're coming to CI, to write down those questions that you have so you don't forget them. And for those of you that are registering remotely, you can schedule an appointment online through our online advising center. For dual enrollment classes we took in high school, how do we get those credits transferred over?
That's a great question. So if you've taken dual enrollment classes in high school, you'll want to make sure you have your official transcript sent over to George Washington University. That's how your credits will officially come into GW. If you would like us to take a look at your transcript during CI to give you a best guess about how your credits might transfer in, that is an example of when it might be helpful to bring a copy of your transcript with you to CI. But once your credits are officially received by GW, they'll be processed and they will be added to your degree map, which is a record of the courses that you have completed here towards your degree.
One student was following up on our question about linked classes and asked if they should include the linked classes on your registration plan. Absolutely, that's a great idea. That's a definitely important thing that you'll want to do. So we can see here on this registration example that Stat 1051, Section 14, had a discussion option. So it's either discussion 20 or discussion 21. And again, you would want to make sure that these are linked together so that when it comes time to register, you can enter in the lecture CRN as well as the discussion CRN at the same time. And should you upload your registration plan PDF form in PDF form or in Excel? It's really going to be kind of up to you on how you want to upload the plan to Blackboard. You will be able to access this plan that you have uploaded once you arrive at CI or when you're registering remotely at home. So whatever is going to make the most sense for you and your scheduling, you can do either the PDF or Excel. Where would be the best place to look for electives, and are there specific elective courses that are geared towards first-year students?
Electives are really the place where the world is your oyster. Pretty much any course at GW can count towards the elective requirement. So you can really use your electives to accomplish a couple of things. If you're interested in potentially minoring in a subject, you might choose a course in that field. And while it'll satisfy the elective requirement, it'll also give you a little bit of exposure to that field to see whether it's something that you want to pursue further. Electives are also a place where you can build skills and just explore your interests. So when you're choosing an elective, choose something that's interesting to you, that you really have a desire to learn more about.
It looks like we've caught up with the questions in our chat box. Do any of y'all have any additional questions for us? All right, well, we'll go through some guided FAQs that you may have or maybe didn't think of, and then if you have additional questions along the way, you're welcome to type those in. So our first question is, will I have a hold on my account? All students coming into GW in the School of Business and the other schools will have a freshman hold that will be in place until their given registration time. So if you notice when you've logged into your BandWeb account that you see you have a freshman hold on your account, this is normal, and you will have that hold lifted on the specific time of your registration date. However, if you notice that you had another hold on your account, such as something with the Student Accounts Office or one of our other offices across campus, you will want to go ahead and reach out to them because holds can only be lifted by that corresponding department.
You can also check whether you have a hold on your account through your BandWeb, and it's a good idea to get in the practice of checking to see whether you have a hold before registration. This is a practice that you'll want to do not just this year when you're registering for your fall courses, but every year or every semester before the registration period.
So we've talked about this before in one of the earlier questions, but where can I see a list of course options to plan for my first semester at GW? As mentioned in GW 101, as well as one of our GW 101 announcements earlier last week, you can see a list of course options on your degree map planner, as well as with your registration plan worksheet on the GW 101 module. So those are going to be two good resources for you so that you can start thinking about your course options for the fall 2018 semester.
And if you have additional questions about your course options, again, do the best that you can to fill out that registration plan, jot down your questions, and then bring all of that with you to CI. During the workshop at CI, we'll have more than enough time to answer all of your questions and get you on your way to a solid registration day.
We had one question in our chat log that asked, how do you call in if you are registering from home? I definitely want to refer you to our GW 101 module with Step 1, where it has a section on registering from home. In this section, you will see information about how to call in during our drop-in hours or schedule an appointment, and that information is going to be the same contact information that you will use to call in during registration from home should you have any questions as they arise while registering. Another frequently asked question is, how many credits should I register for in my first semester at GW?
And if we want to pull up the registration plan, this is another way that you can use this document to ensure that you're registering not just for the right courses, but the right number of credits in your fall semester. So as you'll see in each of these blue boxes here, it tells you approximately how many courses and credits that you want to register for in that category. So you'll want to follow the blue category recommendations, and then if you scroll down in the registration plan towards the bottom, you'll see the total number of courses and credits that's recommended for you in your first semester. Typically, we recommend students register for between 15 and 17 credits in their first semester, but there might be a little bit of variation here depending on which courses you are interested in registering for.
Where can I see the course options available for the fall semester, and what does it mean if a course is linked? So we did go through this earlier today with you, but we want to just make sure that you truly understand how you can find these courses. So again, if you can type into Google GWU schedule classes, you'll get this page where you're able to see a list of all our fall 2018 courses offered on the main campus here at GW. Again, taking a look at that economics example, if you click on economics, scroll down to section 10, you'll notice that it is linked, and that means that you need to register for the lecture as well as one of these discussion sections that fits into your schedule. Again, the discussion section has to be linked with the appropriate lecture. Therefore, you cannot choose a discussion section that's linked with a different lecture if you're anticipating registering for lecture 10.
Something else that you'll notice in the schedule of classes is that for that economics 10-11 course, there's not only multiple discussion sections associated with a single lecture, but there's multiple lectures. So when you're planning for your fall registration and choosing lots of backup options, you can select a couple of different lectures for that same course and a couple of different discussion sections for each of those lectures. This will give you more than enough options should you need to make a change or an adjustment in your schedule if you find that something is closed when you attempt to register for classes in your registration window.
What quantitative courses should I take this fall? All GWSB students should be enrolled in about 2 quantitative courses for their fall semester. And if we reference back to your registration plan, you'll see that your quantitative options typically are going to be your mathematics option and your economics option. However, students who are specifically interested in the Bachelor's of Business Administration with a concentration in finance should consider taking their Intro to Statistics course in place of their math option A. Students who are interested in the Bachelor's of Science in Finance should continue with taking their Math 1231 course in the fall, as well as their Econ 1011 course in the fall.
If you're planning on bringing in AP credit for any of these quantitative or math-based classes, you can also choose from an alternative quantitative course. And if you scroll down here, you can see we've listed out a number of alternative quantitative course options. So these are good options for you if you find a course is closed or if you're bringing in AP or IB credit.
What courses will fulfill my General Education Humanities requirement? Your General Education Humanities requirement is linked on your GW 101 module. However, if you're ever looking for degree requirements for your School of Business degree, you can visit the Advising Center website, click on our Degree Requirements button, and look for the corresponding degree requirement that you are inquiring about. So as we scroll through, we can see the General Education Humanities requirement. We'll click on this list, and you can see that it is quite an extensive list, 2 pages long, with a number of different humanities options that will fulfill your General Education Humanities requirements. However, not all of these are offered each semester, and sometimes the faculty add in new humanities courses that are not on our approved humanities worksheet. To see the most updated humanities course option is to visit the schedule of classes that we've been looking at earlier, and then click on Course Search up in the top right-hand corner of the Schedule of Classes webpage and type in the attribute CAH for Humanities. When you click Search for the Fall 2018 semester with that CAH attribute, you will see all the possible Humanities course options for your Fall 2018 semester. I have AP or IB credit. How will it apply to my GWSB degree?
This is a question that we've talked a bit about already, but just as a refresher, the first thing that you'll want to do is reference that AP-IB credit conversion chart to see exactly how your course will transfer into GW. And again, if you're not sure whether you've earned the necessary score as of yet, you can do your best guess and either register for the course, and then if you earn this score, drop that from your fall schedule. Or if you're relatively certain that you will receive the necessary score for the AP or IB exam, you can go ahead and register for a course alternative. If you're unsure about what to do with any of your AP or IB credits, this is a great question to jot down and speak with an advisor about during the workshop at CI.
We want to catch up with some of the questions that we have in our chat box. We have a couple related to the ALEX placement exam, and the first is, are we obligated to take the exam before registration? We mentioned this earlier, but you're not required to take it before attending CI and registering or registering from home. However, you are encouraged to go ahead and take it sooner rather than later so that you can get it out of the way and understand the appropriate math or econ course that you should be taking in the fall semester. The second question is there calculus on the placement exam? Not really sure about what content is specifically being tested on the ALEX placement exam, but that would be a good question for the GW Math department. So if you have specific questions about the content on the exam, please reach out to them as they'll be able to provide you with that information. Another question that we have is, what is the main difference between a BS in Finance and the Bachelor's of Business Administration with a concentration in Finance, and how do we decide which one is the best for us?
That's a great question. So the main difference between the BS in Finance degree and the BBA with a concentration in Finance is that the BBA degree is more of a generalist degree. So you'll get a broad exposure to many different fields in business, and then you'll choose one of those areas to do as your concentration. The BS in Finance degree is more of a specialist degree. So you'll take many more courses specifically in finance and fewer courses in those different fields within business. You'll also choose that second major, which allows you to specialize in not just one, but in two different fields. If you're not sure which one is right for you, that's just fine. Either the BS in Finance degree or the BBA with a concentration in Finance will both prepare you for a career in finance. If you're not sure which degree is best for you, you'll have plenty of opportunities to explore the degree options in the first year development program in your fall and spring semester. And you're always welcome to schedule an appointment with an advisor where we can talk with you more about your interests, your career goals, and which degree is going to be best suited to you.
However, if you are interested in the Bachelor's of Science in Finance program, you should plan to register for your Single Variable Calculus 1 course as indicated under the quantitative section of your registration plan. The second quantitative course would either be your economics class or possibly your Intro to Statistics or accounting course, depending on what you're able to fit into your schedule. Another question that we have is, my degree map planner suggests a general education science course for my first semester. Can I take a humanities course instead of a science course and take the science course later on at GW? Yes, that general education humanities course is a good backup option. So in your degree map planner, you each have an ideal schedule that has been input for you by an academic advisor here in the Advising Center, and that's to serve as a plan for you in your first semester. However, it's up to you on how you are going to craft that schedule. So if you wanted to replace your general education science course with a general education humanities class, that would be an option as well.
If you're choosing amongst different Gen Ed science courses, the one thing that you'll want to do, similar to the humanities course, is make sure that that science class is on our list of approved sciences. And again, you can find that list of approved sciences in GW 101 or through our GWSB advising website.
And we've been mentioning your degree map planner a couple times in the webinar and recently, and it seems like some of you may not be familiar with that yet, and that's okay. We recognize that this is a new tool for you. You will want to review your GW 101 module where you can on how to access your degree map planner. Degree Map is our online software tool that we will be using with you throughout your time to help you track your degree progress, to see the courses that you're registered for, planning to register for, and the grades that you've earned in courses that you have already completed. As a GWSB student, is there a language requirement that needs to be fulfilled?
At this time, we don't have a specific language requirement, so that's not one of the requirements for your degree. However, if you're interested in a language, either as a potential minor or just for your own edification, you're welcome to register for a language course in your first semester. Language classes are another example of a course that you could use to fill your elective requirements.
Another question related to our ALEX placement exam is where can we find resources to study for the ALEX exam for an international student? All students will want to log on to the ALEX placement exam website and go through the module or go through the placement exam at least once to see how you are able to do on the exam. Once you get your score after that, it will open up some remediation modules in the event that you do not get the necessary score needed for your Econ 1011 course and your math course. One student asked, could we take a math, econ, and statistics course in the same semester, or is there a limit to the quantitative courses per semester? There is not a limit to how many quantitative courses that you could take, so if you feel confident in being able to take 3 quantitative courses, such as math, econ, and stat, you are welcome to do that. We just recognize that when a student is first coming to the university, that they may have, during this transition process, having more than 2 quantitative courses may prove to be difficult. However, students have definitely taken 3 quantitative courses in the past and been successful. It really is dependent on the individual student and what they feel comfortable with their course load. Going back to the foreign language, if you decide to take a foreign language during your first semester, would you need to take a placement test?
That's another great question. I would refer you to the departmental website of the language that you're interested in. While some courses, language courses, have a language placement requirement, others do not. So again, consult the schedule of classes, the GW bulletin, and take a look at what is specifically required for the course that you're interested in.
All right, we'll continue to go back to some of our guided frequently asked questions. And again, if you have additional questions, you're welcome to add them into our chat box and we will address them momentarily. So if you are admitted to the School of Business, but you think you want to internally transfer to a different school, is there anything that you can do? If you are interested in being in the School of College of Arts and Sciences, School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, Elliott School of International Affairs, or the Milken School of Public Health, I encourage you to reach out to the admissions office as soon as possible to see what kind of opportunity is available for you to be able to switch your school. However, if you are unable to switch your school, that's okay. You can come to CI and talk with an advisor about your interest in internally transferring to one of our other schools here at GW. We can help talk to you a little bit more in detail about what that process will look like, as well as connect you with the resources to ensure that you're scheduling appropriately for your fall semester. Can I have a second major outside of the School of Business?
The answer to this is yes. If you're completing the Bachelor of Science in Finance degree, again, a part of that degree is that you're required to do a second major outside the School of Business. If you're doing a different degree, the BBA or the Bachelor of Accountancy degree, and you strongly desire to do a second major outside the School of Business, it is absolutely possible. For the Bachelor of Business Administration degree, we typically require that minor to be taken outside the School of Business. However, if you'd like to do a second major, a full second major instead of a minor, that's also an option. If having a second major outside the School of Business is something that you're really interested in, we encourage you to meet with an advisor during your fall semester to talk a little bit more about your interests and again, figure out the path and the plan that's best for you.
Kind of related to this conversation, we just had a chat come through where the student is interested in studying the Bachelor's of Science with a Bachelor's of Science in Finance with a second major in Economics, and wants to know if they're required to complete both the GW School of Business General Education requirements as well as the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences GPAC courses. And the answer to that is no. If you are doing a second major outside of the School of Business, you only need to complete your School of Business General Education requirements. However, if you are planning to study a second major in the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences only, you do have to complete their general education requirements in addition to the School of Business ones. Another question that we have is, I'm attending one of the later CI sessions. Will it still be likely that I will receive most of my top class choices?
That's a great question. So we mentioned this briefly earlier, but you don't receive any benefit or drawback to registering in an earlier or later CI session. So you don't have any advantage if you're registering in an earlier session versus a late one. That being said, for all sessions, it's likely that you'll get some of your top choice courses, but not all of them. That's again why it's really important to work on your registration plan, having lots of different backup options available, and then on your registration day, staying flexible, making sure that you get a series of courses for your fall semester that are going to fill requirements for you.
What advice do you have for incoming freshmen?
Another great question. I'd say related to registration, again, one of the biggest pieces of advice we have is to come prepared with lots of course options in your registration plan and to stay flexible. In terms of general advice for incoming freshmen, we're going to have an announcement coming your way from some of the cabinet members that you'll meet during CI. These are students that are currently registered at GW, and they'll be there to kind of guide you in your CI process and registration. And they're going to be offering up some of their advice for incoming freshmen. So keep a lookout for that announcement coming through to you from GW 101 shortly.
Another question that we had in our chat box is, when can we change our classes? So you'll be able to register for your courses, whether you're attending in person at CI or registering from home on your specific date. However, your registration will then close until July 5th at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, when your registration will be opened up again for you to continue to make changes to your schedule, where you can add and drop courses and make changes to those plans that you created in June should you choose to do so. You'll have up until the 4th week of the classes in the fall semester in order to make changes on your BandWeb account. And so that is it for all of our guided questions. I just wanted to remind you that we do have someone here from our programs office in case you have any questions about programs or co-curricular student organization involvement here at the School of Business. So if you want to go ahead and type in any kind of last-minute questions you may have, that would be great. At CI, will you be split into groups taken into the school that your specific major is in? So when you attend CI, there will be a number of different small group activities that you will be participating in throughout your time here on day 1 as well as day 2. Day 2 is definitely more registration and academic specific, where you will be with the School of Business. So you will start with an academic briefing with a couple academic advisors and transition into your advising workshop. And then you'll take a little break for lunch, and then you'll come back and you'll start registering for your courses that afternoon. So you will be with School of Business students only. We won't be dividing you up on your concentration interests or major interests, but rather you will be together as a School of Business unit. Is there any major difference between CI-7 and the CI 1 through 6? The only major difference between those two is the time of year that they are offered. CI-7 is offered in August, and CI 1 through 6 are offered in June. CI-7 is a bit abbreviated in that it is only 1 day, as you have already registered for your fall classes. What should I bring to CI?
In terms of advising, the main thing we want you to bring is your registration plan. If you want to print out a physical copy and bring that with you, you're more than welcome to. If you prefer to access your registration plan through GW101 or electronically, that's just fine as well. In terms of other things to bring to CI, if you have questions about that, you're more than welcome to reach out to CIHQ or headquarters.
Another resource that you should bring to CI, if you have it, would be a laptop or tablet, as you will be registering for courses online on day 2 of CI. If you do not have access to a laptop or tablet, we will have some computers available, but if this is a resource that you do have, we will encourage you to bring that to CI. If you make a physical copy of your registration plan, do you still need to upload it to the GW101 module? I would encourage you to go ahead and upload it to the GW101 module regardless, just in the event that that physical plan gets lost, because you will definitely be able to access the online version here at GW during CI. How many different drafts of our potential schedule of classes would you recommend?
Rather than thinking about it as a draft of your schedule, we encourage you to think about it as coming with multiple options for those different categories of courses in your fall semester. The more options, the better. Again, think of different options of courses to fill a different requirement, and then different sections of that particular course as well.
Any additional questions? Alrighty, well, we want to thank you all for your time in attending our online webinar today. It was a really great opportunity to hear some of the questions that you all have, so I appreciate your participation. Again, this recording will be made available to you all online, and so look for a GW101 announcement should you want to review the video at a later date. We look forward to seeing you at CI either in June or in August before the start of the fall semester.